What is going on, world? What's up, everyone? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new Starcraft 2 video. This one is between two players on the WCS Pro circuit, spawning here in the top right-hand corner of Cerulean Fall LE, playing with the blue Terran pieces, I should say. He's currently down 0-1. He wants to get this series back in his favor. His name is uThermal. And his opponent spawning in the cross position, playing with the red Zerg pieces. Got it right that time. He's currently up 1-0, wants to keep this series going in his favor. His name is Reynor. So guys, you guys can check out game number 1 between these two players on the YouTube channel right now. I gotta say, guys, game number 1 was a lot of, a lot of back and forth, a lot of toying between the two players. And I gotta say, Reynor just absolutely just overwhelmed his opponent, in that game, and that was a lot of fun to really watch. And I'm excited about game number 2 here, guys, because Reynor has been really impressing me over the course of time that I've been watching him and casting games from him. He has been really impressing me, guys. I mean, this is a player that is one of the youngest, if not the youngest, current StarCraft 2 pro gamer, and he is playing with some of the best players in the world, and really just, sometimes even outshining these guys who have been around the StarCraft 2 pro scene for so long. So it should be interesting to see what he decides to do here in game number 2. It does look like we are going to get something similar from uThermal as from the first game. It looks like he's going to go barracks into the refinery into the natural command center, whereas on the opposite side, looks like you're going to get the hatch gas pool out of Reynor. So relatively standard builds on both sides of the map. The Reaper is going to be coming out here very shortly to try to get some of that scouting information here with the Terran player. And guys, I've always said this, even though I don't, generally play with the Terran pieces that much, I highly recommend always going for a Reaper just to get that basic, scouting information, especially playing against, really any of the races. But just getting that scouting information can be absolutely crucial. And you can also get a little bit of that harassment in, maybe even get a drone or two, and already got one. Very well done there by uThermal. But these things are, obviously, guys, very important to know kind of what is going on. Third base is going to be going up here for Reynor here. So, as I said, it is relatively standard on both sides of the map so far. So we'll have to kind of keep an eye on any kind of possible changes that come about between these two players. Looks like that reactor is going to get hooked up. Or I should say the factory is going to get hooked up to the reactor. Probably going to see, yeah, it does look like we're going to see a couple of those Hellions coming out, which is very standard as well by a Terran player. Zergling speed upgrade is going to be started here. Some more and more Queens are going to be coming out here for Reynor as well for that stellar defense. But uThermal, guys, he's going for that starport. He's going to have that, this tech lab on the barracks. So he's probably going to try to get, Stimpack, and try to get some of those upgrades here relatively soon, it seems, into the game. But I'm not seeing anything really out of the ordinary yet. It looks like that starport is what was actually switched onto the tech lab here. Does look like we're going to get, once again, a Banshee, possibly even numerous Banshees. Reynor's going to go ahead and fly one of these Overlords into the main base location of our Terran player to get some scouting information, which is extremely important. That's what is really good if you are a Zerg player. One thing I love to do is get that Overlord speed as quickly as I possibly can when I get a chance. One of my favorite upgrades to really know exactly what the opponent is doing. And some of these pro players don't necessarily need to get that Overlord speed because they are just that good at, the timings of when, they need to be scouting information. It does look like there's a few Hellions as well as Reapers still out on the field here. Reynor seems like he's just going to start macroing up as many workers and kind of sneak out as many workers as he possibly can. He's getting a double evolution chamber, so he's going to be going for those +1/+1 upgrades. Same can be said here for uThermal. He's going to go ahead and get those double engineering bays, which is a really good option, or choice, I should say, to go ahead and get those very quick upgrades here. Now, very interestingly enough, we have a third base that is going to be here in the main base location. I'm assuming uThermal is going to probably lift that one up and go over to his third base location here. And I'm wondering, Reynor should find out about this relatively soon. It looks like he's possibly going to do a little bit of a Zergling run-by here. And he's going to find out about this this third base here very, very soon, I'm sure. And like I said, I mean, now you got the lair coming up. You got the Baneling nest coming up. +1/+1's being started for both players. Does look like there's a little bit of some action here at the Terran's neck of the woods here. He is going to back off. That is Reynor is going to go ahead and back off here. Stimpack is researching as well for our Terran player. But all that being said and done, nothing terribly out of the ordinary just yet. But now the fourth base is going down here for Reynor. So he saw that this third base was taken relatively quickly. So he decides to go ahead and get this fourth base up and running here very, very quickly. The roly-poly upgrade for the Banelings is coming up here. And a lot of Zerglings are coming out as well. Very interesting decision here by Reynor. I'm assuming he's probably going to try to push into this third base location. There is a lot of Hellions as well as Marines here, as well as, of course, the Medivacs. But I'm under the assumption that either Reynor is preparing for some big draw play here by uThermal, or possibly he's going to go for a timing push here. Maybe once these upgrades finish up, +2/+2 is started here for our Zerg player. You got the Hydra upgrades as well. I would assume that the Hydras are going to be starting to come out here very, very shortly. On the opposite side, though, of course, you got more and more of these siege tanks coming out. uThermal seems to be sticking with the same kind of unit composition as he did in game number 1. And it looks like he's going to start trying to clear out some of this creep. Try to, start putting some pressure on this fourth base location. That's exactly what he's doing. There are a decent amount of queens, though. But you got to be very careful, though. The surround comes in once again, getting some of those siege tanks there. More and more of these Zerglings and Banelings, as well as these queens, are going to try to hold off against all of these Hellbats here. These Hellbats are getting a lot of value here, at least at this point in the game here. But it does look like Reynor is able to clear all this stuff up. And it looks like there is going to be some drop play. So we got a couple of Medivacs now that are going to be coming around and are going to try to get a little bit of some value here. And just like that, these Zerglings sniff it out. They see exactly what's going on, and they are going to now Reynor can get into position, and once again, he's going to try to get into position. Got to be careful. Don't want to lose these Medivacs here. Cannot allow that to happen. But there's more and more Hydras coming out, more and more Zerglings coming out too. So interestingly enough, we're going to have ourselves a macro-focused game here, it looks like, to say the least, where both players are probably going to try to get maxed out armies here, because Reynor is going for another base here. 5 bases already, guys. And it looks like uThermal's trying to keep the Zerg player in check with these creep tumors. You just have to be really careful while jumping onto creep here. There's so much happening all across the map right now. It does look like the Terran does not want to allow this creep to go any further, because it's starting to get out of hand. It's already past halfway across the map. Reynor's creep spread is on point right now. And it does look like more and more of these Zerglings, as well as Banelings and Hydras, are really coming out here. And I think Reynor is really looking for an opportunity to maybe do some Zergling run-bys here. More and more scans are coming up here. But Reynor's, I mean, I gotta say, his defense has been really good right now. Now, while this has all been going on, we've got a 4th base coming up now for uThermal. And I'm assuming here, yeah, the Planetary Fortress is really what is going to be coming up here. And you gotta be, you know, this is a death ball of units here, but you just don't want to allow another surround, and that's exactly what Reynor is setting up once again. You do not want this surround to come up, and it does look like these Zerglings, they take the opportunity to go ahead and go after the 3rd base location here. They're going to try to get some of these siege tanks for their troubles here, and this is, I mean, this has been, you know, really, really well. That was a very good timing push there by Reynor, but it does look like our Terran player is going to continue pushing heavily onto creep here. And more units are coming here. And Reynor's maxed out. uThermal is almost maxed out. So the question is when are these two armies going to clash? +3 is going to be coming up here for both of these players. Does look like the Zergling upgrade is going to be coming up as well. Once again, here we go. These Zerglings are going to continue trying to get so much damage done to all of these SCVs. Oh my god, the amount of kills here coming in by both these players. These Zerglings are just getting so much value. These run-bys. The Zerglings, once again, looks like they're going to try to get to that 3rd base, I should say 4th base location here. And once again, uThermal is trying to push. He goes ahead and he gets that 3rd base location. But this is a massive army. You got to be careful when coming onto creep here. And it looks like the Banelings, a huge Baneling push here. It looks like those Banelings are going to try to get as much value as possible. But the Planetary Fortress is able to kind of shoo that army away. Wow. Massive armies on both sides of the map, guys, and I really don't know who's necessarily ahead right now. Who's trading better right now at this point? There is just Terran units everywhere trying to stop all these Zerglings. And once again, these Zerglings are going to see that there is another base. A 5th base is coming up here for our Terran player, and wow. Guys, this is one of those series so far, at least, that has just been absolutely has just been so back and forth. It could go any way or either way. Vipers are going to be coming out now for our Zerg player. It looks like Liberator Switch is going to be coming up as well here for our Terran player. But there's just units everywhere, all across the map. Zergling run-bys with Banelings and Hydras. The same can be said over here at the right-hand side of the map right now, guys. I mean, just, it's so back and forth right now. And it looks like Reynor is going to jump on this Planetary Fortress here, getting so many kills, and the Banelings take out the Planetary Fortress. Wow. Reynor really pushed into this... what was, I believe, the 5th base location here, and is really keeping this Terran player on his toes. You know, more and more of these run-bys here, I shouldn't say run-bys, but these death balls of just, you know, Terran units is just becoming a little bit just crazy right now. You just got to be careful when you're moving on to creep here. They're going to try to go ahead and get some of these... they're going to try to get this, what would this be, the 5th base or possibly, you know, the 6th base location here. And we got Ultralisks out as well as Vipers, and just the amount of control here by Reynor is just absolutely out of control right now. Incredible play here by Reynor, really just trying to bleed his opponent dry at this point. Now he's going to go ahead and retake this base here, which is going to be I believe the 6th base location here for Reynor. Very well played at this point, guys. By really both players. I mean, both players are kind of trading blows equally. It does look like there's going to be another drop play here, and these Zerglings are being sacrificed. There is just going to be some drop play now on both sides of the map here, and now we got Reynor, who's going to have to deal with this. He's going to have to deal with the drop play. He basically sacrificed all of those Zerglings there. It does look like these Zerglings know exactly, you know, Reynor knows what's going on. This is a player who knows really what is going on, and it looks like he's going to try to get the cancel on this 6th base location here. Does not look like that's going to be the case here. Got to be careful. Do not want to let that... Oh, my goodness. Almost got the kill on that medevac here, and it looks like these Zerglings are going to try to get the surround on all of those Marines. But all that being said and done, guys, I mean, it's still anybody's game here. I like the position of Reynor simply because of the creep spread and how many bases he has. I mean, it's just unreal right now. Planetary Fortress was retaken here by our Terran player. Marauders are now being added to the mix here of unit composition. These Zerglings, once again, are going to try to run by, get some kills on some of those siege tanks. But all that being said and done, man, these Ultralisks, and now we got Corruptors out. Now you gotta figure, you know, with the Greater Spire coming, that Greater Spire is now done. You're gonna see Broodlords, and this is where this army composition is gonna get scary, because we've seen uThermal go for a very heavy ground-based army. Now you do have some Liberators out, and that's gonna help, but this army of Reynor is about to be very scary. Ultralisk, Vipers, Hydras moving into the Corruptors as well as the Broodlords. And the Broodlords are already out. They're very slow, but both players are on 200 supply. Does look like that scan confirms that there are going to be, of course, some Broodlords. Now, these Corruptors don't have their upgrades quite yet. Looks like those fly upgrades are going to be coming, or air unit upgrades are going to start here for Reynor. I still like Reynor's position currently. You don't want to let these Broodlords get out of position here, but it does look like they are just going to absolutely get devastated by those Marines there. The Ultralisks are getting a lot of work done as well. uThermal now has taken a very big step back, though, when it comes to the supply. Very well played there by Reynor. Doesn't want to overextend, though. You do have some Marauders coming out here. These Ultralisks are still relatively slow. You do have another drop play here over at the 5th base location of Reynor. And, I mean, look at all these bases. I mean, just Reynor is taking over the map here. He's got, you know, he's putting his all of his units in different areas, and kind of splitting up his army beautifully. I gotta say, guys, I really like the position currently of Reynor, but uThermal is certainly not out of this thing just yet. The Viking switch, I think, is going to be very crucial here for our Terran player to really kind of combat this army. Another Zergling run by. Looks like there's going to be some Banelings. The Baneling bust, most likely, into what is that 3rd base location. So I'm wondering if this is exactly what Reynor wants to do. Or does he just want to do a Baneling bust here against all these units? I think what Reynor's doing is he's kind of... it looks like at this point, he's trying to kind of throw his you know, get a lot of that Terran army over to one side of the map, and oh, the Broodlord got caught once again. So, you know, these are things, guys, that, you know, they don't seem like very big, but they're absolutely huge in the grand scheme of things. So we got both armies that are starting to move here. There is going to be that Baneling bust, as well as those Ultralisks are starting to move in here into that 3rd base location. And then the rest of the army here is going to start. It looks like now uThermal's got to, you know, kind of split up his army. Maybe even get some Ultralisks for their troubles, and they're very supply heavy. You do not want to lose those for free here. But Reynor, once again, he just has a, you know, the amount of supply he's got and the amount of minerals he's got right now. He is in such a good position here. You do not want to take a bad engagement, though. It looks like Reynor might be overextending just a little bit over to this part of the, over to uThermal's part of the map here. uThermal, though, has been getting more and more bases here, which I do like a lot, because a lot of these minerals are going to start to mine out here. He's got a couple of those planetary fortresses, which are definitely going to be good against all these ultras, as well as, you know, some of these hydras and such. But I don't know, guys. I still like Reynor's position. I just think he has a greater army composition right now versus his opponent, and he's just everywhere. More and more Liberators are coming up. I like that decision a lot by our Terran player. But it does look like he's going to try to get some of those supply depots here. These Hydras and Banelings are starting to move in here. I wonder, is this going to be a big connection, really big connection with those Banelings? Oh my god, taking out the entire mineral line. And there's a fight here as well between some of these Marines as well as those Corruptors. So it does look like there was a drop play, so very well done here by uThermal. But it does look like a lot of those units are going to be taken out here relatively quickly. These Ultralisks do get a lot of damage in, but Reynor has just got a superior army. He has so many minerals, so much gas. How much longer can uThermal really hold on here is the real question. And it does look like those Corruptors are coming in. They're going to try to take out all of these Liberators as well as these Vikings and some of these medevacs here. I wonder if there was a little bit of an overextension here. All of these Corruptors are being taken out here. And just like that, uThermal is trying to slowly bring himself back into this game. The really good micro here to try to get some more of these units here. Could Reynor be overextending here? I don't know. The Baneling hits are very good, but I think he might have just overextended just a little bit once again here. And it does look like there is going to be another base taken here, which is, technically speaking, what was the third base location for our Zerg player. Or maybe it was the fourth base. I can't quite remember which one it was exactly, guys. But anyway, does look like more Broodlords are going to be coming out here for our Zerg player. But you know what? uThermal is really taking our Zerg player for a ride here. With all of the, you know, just the micro of uThermal is very good right now. And it looks like uThermal is trying to take another base here. But Reynor is everywhere right now. Reynor is really everywhere. He's trying to get as much value out of all these units as possible. And with more and more Broodlords coming out here, this era, you know, I would have to say this ground-based army composition of Reynor is far superior to uThermal. And uThermal's minerals, you know, he doesn't have that many. So once again, guys, does look like it does look like possibly here Reynor is going to start to move out once again here, but he's kind of getting caught here, you know, with these Ultralisks in a really awkward position. And just like that, these Ultralisks are getting so many kills on all of those SCVs. Slowly, Reynor is trying to bleed his opponent dry in this game, playing this absolutely brilliantly. And more of these Ultralisks, they're going after that planetary fortress, and I don't know how much longer can our Terran player hold on. There is just units everywhere for our Zerg player. Our Zerg player has units all over the map at this point. These Ultralisks are getting so many kills. There's a massive drop, though, that looks like uThermal is going to try to do. Possibly one last stand here with a bunch of these units. And it does look like a lot of these units are out of position currently for our Zerg player. But just like that, he finds out exactly where these units are. And it does look like now there is just another massive push here. Reynor is showing us, guys, why He is one of the best Zerg players out there currently, even though being one of the youngest out there in the world here. These Ultralisks are coming to try to take out part of this army, but just more and more units are just doing so much work here for Reynor. The diffuses are coming in here. The micro is beautiful, but there is a surround. The surround is coming here from both sides, and Reynor is playing this game absolutely perfectly right now. Just beautiful play here by Reynor, just bleeding his opponent dry at this point. I mean, we have all of these Brewlords now coming into the natural expansion, moving into you know, this part of you know, uThermal's base, and GG is called, and Reynor bleeds his opponent dry and takes a commanding 2-0 lead over his opponent. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between Reynor and uThermal, and if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive, and as always, I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace.